You didn't introduce anybody, Mike.
Well, I'm Mike Miller.
I'm Chuck Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
We're gonna talk about survivalism, I guess, more than prepping, really.
yeah, it's kind of the same thing to me.
Yeah.
You know, the goal is the same. You know, to not die in emergencies.
Yeah, that's a plus. That's a plus.
You know.
I guess we'll start with gear, maybe. Sound like a good plan?
Sure. You know, always carry a knife. You know, this is one of my favorites. It's got the little hook here that catches on your pocket, so it opens automatically when you yank it out. You know, and that's makes it good for self-defense. AUS 8 steel. You know, not the best, but pretty decent. Shit like that.
Mine's a lot cheaper and smaller.
Is that Spyderco?
No, it's SOG. Gets the job done, though. What can I say?
This scares the shit out of people.
I would assume it. I would assume it does. I would assume it does.
So I mean, you know.
Yeah, you always have a knife. Wow, I'm not really sure where to go from there.
Turns out we're really not all that prepared to do this, huh?
No, I think we were much better off when we were talking about guns.
Well, basically, you know, in any emergency, you're just going to have basically certain needs that have to be met. You know, safety, shelter, food, water. That's about it. Fire.
Yeah.
So.
Defense.
Yeah, right.
But I guess I'd be under safety.
Yeah. You'd have to.
I mean, the important thing would be is if you're traveling anywhere, to know how to get home, I guess. You know.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a good one. Always be thinking about, like, you know, how you're gonna get home if, like, you know, if something goes wrong where you can't just, you know, stay on the highway and keep driving, for example.
or if you can't drive at all, in
Right.
case of like an EMP or something along the lines of that.
Yeah. EMP or, you know.
At which point your cell phone don't work and you're, you know.
Or maybe you're just caught in the middle of a riot and your car's trashed.
Could be.
You know, from running over too many people or something. Not that.
Or it could be a
I
zombie
just-
apocalypse. You never know. I mean, bunch of teenagers on their cell phones.
We can hope for a zombie apocalypse, but frankly, I mean, there's so many apocalypses have come and gone and just disappointed me over the last 15 years.
Yeah.
I'm not getting my hopes up anymore. You know, Y2K, 2012, even Ragnarok came and went a couple years ago. Nobody even noticed.
I hadn't realized it came and went.
Yeah. I went to a liquor store looking for a bottle of mead, but you know,
Good luck with that.
I found out it's actually like wine and just decided, nah, never mind. I
Yeah.
thought it was more of a beer, but
No, it's like a what is it? A honey wine,
bottled by Oliver,
which means it's gonna taste like ass.
yeah, everything they make is revolting. So yeah.
Well, you need. They say a 72-hour bag. I don't have that. I have a 72-hour car.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am. I have a whole bunch of crap in my car.
Yep.
You know, the backpack. I got MREs and maybe some water, maybe not, depending on the time of year and shit.
Yeah, you don't really want to. We live in a non-temperate climate, I would say. It gets cold most of the year.
Yeah.
There's like
I've
2
always-
months of really hot and then a bunch of cold shit.
I've always got the capacity in my pack to either filter water or boil it.
Mhm.
So, and you know where we live here, and you can most of the year you can find water someplace.
Yeah.
You know, ponds, creeks, stuff like that. It's gonna be nasty water, but you know,
I usually carry bleach.
yeah, you can get there's all sorts of like things you can get to purify water. Iodine tablets, and there's new kinds of tablets that I think are like basically bleach tablets, pretty much. MSR Aquatabs is what I have.
About 10 drips of bleach per gallon. will kill everything. It doesn't taste real good. I'm not talking about pouring it.
I don't know if you've seen me try to do delicate tasks, but I am not going to rely on
Well, that's
getting
where
drops into it.
this comes into hand.
Okay.
All right. You know, we're two guys, and there's a tampon. Most people don't realize how useful they are for things other than feminine hygiene. It's in a watertight package. It's full of tinder. There you go, Mike. You can play with
Pretty
tinder.
much. It pretty much, that almost looks like a fuse right there. Like you could light that and like run for it before it explodes.
It's not quite what it's for, Mike.
I know. This is my first time actually seeing a tampon because I,
Then they do not.
don't have anything to do with that sort of
They
stuff.
don't stay that small.
Yeah, I've heard women complain about that. Very absorbent.
Yes, very absorbent. Very tough too. So you got, the outer casing. You could use it as a filter. It's like almost like a cheesecloth, probably, wouldn't you say?
And that's kind of what it looks like. It looks like a gauze bandage.
Yeah.
That'd be my first thought.
And then this foam is very.
And a cotton ball.
Pretty much, yep.
Yeah.
Burned fairly quickly, and as you can feel, it's completely dry. There is no moisture in it whatsoever, for obvious reasons. If you have any idea what they're for.
It's unused, basically.
No, it's used. Yes, it's unused. You're a sick bastard. And then you can use the cardboard. This particular mine has cardboard. Some of them have plastic. You can use that to drip the water in, or the bleach in. Put a little bit in here and just let it drip down. You know what I mean? With your finger, a little bit, drip.
Yeah.
You can use it as a straw. I mean, it's not going to be a long-term use straw, but
It's not. Yeah.
But they don't weigh anything, so you can carry lots of them. And the newer ones are have plastic instead of the cardboard.
Yeah, plastic would probably be more all-around useful.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's my contribute.
Okay.
It's your turn.
My turn, huh? Well, since we already mentioned 3-day bags or go bags. Here's a little one I put together for my car. Make sure that this is on the camera.
Let me angle
it's more
down here.
important to see this stuff than my face here.
All right, there we go. We're in this. You're in the shot there, Mike. It's all you.
Okay. This is a Maxpedition bag that I just had lying around. All this stuff is basically, just crap that I already had. Camping supplies and first aid equipment, out of the kitchen and stuff like that. I originally bought the bag so that I could take my iPad while hiking, because I listen to like audiobooks and stuff like that.
Yeah, you wouldn't be a nerd or nothing.
You get in with the wrong group of friends and God knows what happens.
Yeah, no kidding.
So anyway, I just started throwing stuff in here to see how much crap I could cram in there. Cold steel holdout, small knife, good quality, useful blade shape, got a very acute point, relatively straight edge. I find that more useful all around for things like pretty much all your cutting, field dressing animals, stuff like that.
So you prefer the straight blade over, like, say, a serrated?
In general, yeah. A serrated blade is better for cutting, like, it'll be better for cutting rope and stuff like that. But like if you're trying, let's say you're trying to like gut a small game animal that you just killed in a trap or something, serrated blade is going to tear the hell out of the meat and everything else, and it's actually a lot more difficult to like skin an animal or anything with a serrated blade. So I normally just stick with straight edges. Plus, serrated is a bitch to resharpen once it finally goes dull.
True, very true.
Yeah. Top pocket here. Safety glasses. Those are in there from when I was, you know, trying to teach myself how to nap flint, which didn't get very far. This is a Kylum light stick. You basically, you know, you twist it and there's a, you know, it's a plastic. Let me just go ahead and pull it out because I can always replace it with more. You got a plastic tube with liquid, and then there's a glass tube inside with liquid inside that. So it's not going to look very good in broad daylight here, but you twist it until the glass snaps, then you shake it up, and then I don't know if you can see that.
Down a little bit.
It'll actually glow.
Okay, yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, and I mean it's not super bright, but like if you hold it like that at night, I mean you can see well enough to like find stuff on the ground, get around a campsite without you know stepping on your fellow campers, stuff like that. And it is bright enough that like it can mark a spot. So at night, like, you know, you hang one of these up around camp. So if you go wandering off because you want to go like 50 yards away to poop in the woods or something, you can find your way back because you'll still be able to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you know, a rescue party will have a good chance of spotting that. And it's pretty much going to glow. I think it's 6 to 8 hours.
That's a good deal.
You know, it'll be real bright when you first break it. And like we used to use them in the military all the time, and you break one at 10 o'clock at night, you know, and by morning it's still glowing faintly, but you know, you're about done at that point. Got this pocket here. Cheap hooded poncho from Walmart. You know, it doesn't cover your arms, but it's basically will keep your head and torso dry. Got some wet ones here. If you're basically, the idea on this was if you're stranded and can't go anywhere in the car, you just grab this, start hoofing it, you know, basically throw in everything I need if, you know, I have to pretty much live off the land for 2 or 3 days while trying to hike back home, like you said. Titanium spork, super lightweight. The good thing about titanium over, say, aluminum or steel is the way that it transfers heat. You know,
you're not gonna burn your hand.
Yeah, you can put the bottom of this in boiling water, and the top of it won't get hot. So, like, it's not gonna burn your hand, right? Like I said, yeah. And you know, basically, no matter how hot it gets, it'll cool down very fast. So, it's definitely. Titanium is the way to go if you can afford it. The only downside is it's super expensive.
Yeah.
You know, it's, you know, this spork was like, I forget how much, but it was crazy compared with, like, you know, aluminum stuff that did the same job.
And will burn your hand?
Yeah. Well, I don't really worry so much about burning my hand. It's like burning my
mouth,
lips when I try, you know, you try to spoon like some, you know, some stew, and you know, you don't want to.
Yeah.
Let's see here. MRE food. If you buy a surplus MRE, it comes in this huge thing, and basically that's just a package with other packages inside of it. So cut that open. You'll pull out stuff like this. There'll be a bunch of useless crap in there that you don't want or need. Just throw it away.
Yeah, like the coffee.
Cardboard boxes, you know. You might want to, you know, if you know how to use the heater, it might be worth keeping, because you can basically make this stuff hot. But, you know,
if you can make a fire, though, you can make it hot.
Yeah,
heat up rocks.
That's my thought as well.
Or eat it cold.
And speaking of making fire, I got stove here. Well, this is like a cooking pot, and this is an old school military canteen. Having the paper in here helps keep it from rattling, and means that you'd have the option to like You know, that's going to help with starting fires. If you're trying to boil water, for example, or just cook something. Fire lighters. These things are pretty cool. Kind of a pain. I should have dealt with this beforehand. Basically, you have a matchstick here, and striking surface. This stuff here is like it's like wax and sawdust pressed together, so it's, it'll burn for a long time if you light this. I kind of wish we had something I could demonstrate it on, but I'm not gonna. We'll pass on that for now. We can always go back later.
Yep, we can go more in depth on something.
Crap.
Yeah.
I got more wet ones in here, and I also put in some emergency packets, raspberry flavor. Basically, it's gonna flavor the water to cover up all that nasty gunk taste that's gonna be in it. Because if you're drinking groundwater, it's pretty foul.
And it's gonna give you vitamins and.
Yes, it's a big immune booster. That's gonna be a big help if you're, basically living in improvised shelters and
using leaves to wipe your ass.
Having to sleep outdoors in whatever clothes you're wearing and nothing else, stuff like that. I have here this Super Trick folding camp stove, which this audio is going to be awful because I'm like laying stuff down here.
Could be worse.
Yeah.
Can't be any worse than what we did before.
That's true.
And we're much better looking now too.
We have beards.
Yes. So we're more. We know more now, obviously.
Obviously, we are manlier men.
Yes. And we're not at a library, so there's that. Don't let the stove whip your ass, Mike.
I tested it when I bought it and then put it away. Probably should have cleaned it now that I'm,
getting your hands all black and shit.
Yeah.
Where's the fun in that, really? Though, I mean,
I can be a Black Lives Matter activist now.
Well, yeah.
I just saw on Facebook like one of their leading guys. It turns out is another one of these white people that claim to be black, like Rachel Dolezal.
Oh, all right.
That's pretty good shit.
And no, we're not racist. Well, anyway, don't let the beards and stuff fool you.
Just because I have a scruffy looking beard and don't eat pork, don't go assuming I'm like, jihadist or anything.
I was thinking more kind of Unabomber, All right, there it is.
It would be nice to have a cabin in the woods, I'm just saying.
Well, so what do you burn in it?
Wood. This.
Oh, you burn it under it.
This, basically.
It's gonna be some small wood.
Yeah. And you can also burn. There's it's a good question. I don't know what the hell happened to my fire tabs, but anyway. There should have been some fire tabs in here. I don't know what the hell I did with them.
You burnt them, I'm guessing.
No, they're just somewhere else. But yeah, this is basically you shove wood in here, you get the fire going in there, and then you can set water on top of that to burn.
Excellent. Which is a very good way to purify your water. So you can actually drink it.
If you don't have a lot of burnable wood, let's say it's very wet out after rain and you can't, almost nothing wants to burn, this is going to help. over just trying to start like a regular, you know, fire in a ring of stones or on the ground or whatever.
Oh, you mean like all those survival shows show you how to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway.
Why not? Why be prepared when you can just, you know, have a camera crew follow you around? Oh, I said all that shit out loud, didn't I? Son of a bitch.
You can't get a camera crew to follow me around, you know.
I'd follow you around, but I got shit to do, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem. I mean, I can't really afford to pay you to just like hang around and film me.
Is that your 72-hour bag there, or your?
This is not everything.
Oh Lord.
No,
okay, let me.
Still, I mean, this is only about half of it.
Oh God.
This thing here, water filter. And keep in mind, most of this gear is not meant to be long-term stuff. This isn't thing, you know. This is like a $10 or $20 filter that I bought at Walmart.
Because why not?
You know,
Walmart's good for stuff. Mostly because they sell them such a volume that they can sell it a lot cheaper than everywhere else.
Yeah, exactly. In a lot of cases, it's the same stuff you might get at a more high-end store, but you know, 20% cheaper because it's Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, you would like fill this with water, and then you screw this on here, and this is your filter, and you would be able to drink from it.
Nice. So what's the?
And the syringe is so you can back flush it.
Oh, okay, I see.
So you basically clear the filter out before you put it away.
Oh, okay. So you don't have chunks of crap in your filter.
Right.
Makes sense.
That, like if it's below freezing out, you'd also want to like clear the filter before you put it away, because you don't want like
freezing.
Yeah, if it freezes up inside there, it's probably going to ruin it.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got the filter.
And a good way to keep your water from freezing is to keep it close to your body.
Yeah. Although that's a risk as well in a cold situation.
Well, no, I'm not talking right up against your skin.
Well,
like
even
in between layers.
Pretty much anywhere inside your clothes, if it leaks and gets you wet.
That's true.
Thing.
That's true. That's true.
So
it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't thing. I mean,
yes, exactly.
You may have to carry water, but you know,
if the temperature is like in the 30s and you're doing something very physical, you can afford to get, you know, if you're like hiking up or down a mountain, or you know, if you're in the process of building a shelter, you can afford to get a little wet, because you know your body heat, the constant exertion is going to keep you warm despite that loss of heat.
Mm-hmm.
And plus it's, you know, it's eventually going to dry you out, hopefully. And if not, you have the shelter built and a fire going, and you know, then you can do the Bear Grylls thing and strip naked and do jumping jacks.
I'm not filming that, Mike. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not saying I would do that.
And there is nobody on YouTube that wants to see you strip naked and do
I just felt
jumping
compelled
jack.
to point out that he has to do that in every episode.
Well,
I mean, you have seen that, right?
Yeah, I'll just blur it out and it'll look like you were naked doing jumping jacks. How about that?
I'm just saying. Got an emergency blanket here. I've never tested one, but in theory they reflect your body heat, so you know, I mean, it's pretty much just I'm not entirely sure.
It's fancy aluminum foil is what it is, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, pretty much. I've heard good things about them.
I keep them in my car too.
Yeah. This is the Bear Grylls survival knife.
It's because he secretly wants to be Bear Grylls?
No.
And that's only because he's seen his wife and thought she was hot?
I have much better knives than this, but this is one that's laying around that I never actually used, because like I said, I have better knives than this.
Yeah.
But in an emergency, this would be pretty useful. I like basically this size of blade. It's just about perfect for all around use. Steel's not the best, but it'll do. I like that the back of the blade is like a hammer pawl, so you could, you know, pound things if you need it. Although that's dangerous, you gotta be very careful about this motion.
For more than one reason.
Yeah. The sheath is what really makes the knife useful, in my opinion, because it comes with, you got a built-in sharpening stone on here and a built-in ferro rod, so you can start fires
as the whole table goes up.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, and this is actually a whistle.
Oh, please demonstrate the whistle, Mike.
Yeah. So, if you're getting raped.
So what you're saying?
Yeah, if you are.
If you're getting raped, you got the safety whistle. All right.
Yeah.
All right. No problem.
Or if you're just lost in the wilderness and wanna, you know, want to give a signal that the searchers can find you.
Well, that would imply that people are searching for you.
Yeah, which
but
hypothetically they might be.
In a doomsday situation, there's not much chance that you're going to be.
Yeah.
Someone's going to need to be looking for you.
When the shit's really hitting the fan, I'm probably going to be relying on stealth and avoiding people at all costs.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, if that apocalypse finally does come, you know, some people are going to want to band together, but others are just going to be like, you know, fucking wilding time, and, you know, just start raping and pillaging. First aid kit actually came like this. I added a couple of things that I thought would be useful. Visine.
For the weed smokers.
When you're out in the wilderness, fucking doing shit with knives and saws and shit, you end up with like sawdust and gunk in your eyes and shit.
That's a very good idea.
You know, yeah.
And some people wear contacts.
Anything you can do to like flush your eyes out is gonna be coming in useful. I've also got in here somewhere. There's a little commercial clotting agent thing for like basically just for serious wounds. It's stuff that those are hand wipes. That's not it. Basically, there's moleskin. I'm not gonna open all of this because a bunch of stuff would blow away out here.
And it'd be hard to get back in.
Yeah. And I don't really. Most of it you're not gonna care. It's antibiotic ointment, antiseptic wipes, band-aids. There's some moleskin, and you know, got a gauze bandage there. All pretty simple crap. And I like the whole buckle thing, so you can hang it on the outside if you need to make room inside the pack.
I see it's got a belt loop as well.
Yeah, it's got that.
So you can put it on the strap of the pack, or
yeah, hypothetically, I could actually wear that. Wow, I never saw that before.
I'm all about putting shit on my belt. I don't know what to tell you.
Parachute cord, original 550 cord. Yeah. When you're in the military, you know, you find yourself using this shit constantly. I mean, it's just non-stop uses. The on the inside of it, you can kind of see there. I don't know.
Here, you come a little closer.
Let
me zoom in.
Basically,
okay.
The inside of it is made of, I think, 7 strands of other cord braided together.
Yeah, a very thin cord.
Right. So you can cut that. You can cut a length of this and pull that cord out the inside, and then your one length of cord becomes 8 lengths of cord.
You can make it anything from a net to.
Right.
You know.
You can make a net. You can use it. You know, trigger for like homemade snares or whatever. Yeah, it's a very, very useful stuff. The one downside I've found is that it doesn't adhere to itself very well. You know, I mean, it's parachute. It's designed to like slide across each other with no friction. So just trying to make knots out of it is kind of a pain. It doesn't knot very well. Okay, got most of that out of there. You know, got some basic hygiene stuff.
Which is very important, contrary to what you may think. You know.
Yeah, you can probably go a couple
germs.
days without brushing your teeth, but you know, I just, you know.
It's small and it's light, so.
It's not a burden to have this in here, so I figure what the hell, you know, throw it in there. I think
and
that
it's
was
a
like $1.
Keeping cleaner is a good morale booster as well.
Yeah. Q-tips have a lot of different uses besides just cleaning your ears out. You know, I use them to clean guns and clean anything in little cracks. You know, 2 or 3 of them might get you enough, you know, cotton wadding for a fire starter if that's what you needed. You know, stuff like that. And
He doesn't
And when
want to
they're all
carry
done,
around
you
a
have this-
tampon. Don't let him fool you.
I don't have a wife, so you know.
Well,
I'd
I
to
have
actually-
one, but that's not when I started carrying around
I'd have
tampons.
to actually go to a store and buy tampons, and that's just not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
I got extra, Mike. I'll let you have some. It'll be all right.
There's a limit to what I'm willing to do to survive in an emergency. Okay.
Yeah, you say that now. You say that now.
Yeah, and when you know, when the Q-tips are gone, you would still have this plastic box, which might come in useful for something.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're always looking for things that serve as containers, stuff, containers, cordage. You know, Dave Canterbury and his 5 C's cutting tool. Got that. 2 of them. You know, the old rule: 2 is 1, 1 is none. So it's not a bad idea to have backups. And then, of course, the crowning jewel of this kit: Smith & Wesson M&P 9. 1 spare magazine. That gives me 34 rounds. And really, this whole kit evolved because I was just looking for a way to keep this gun within reach in my car.
Without getting caught.
Yeah. Well, you know, I have a permit. I can legally have the gun just sitting on my seat. But, you know, then I have a busted window and a missing gun the first time I park the car and leave it. So yeah, this is a Tagiwa holster. I think they're made by Blade Tech. You know, inexpensive but pretty high quality, very useful, very comfortable. Hugs the gun up close to the body. That's good for comfort. Basically, the farther away it hangs, the more that's going to accentuate the weight and make it feel heavier than it really is. So, you know, basically, this Maxpedition bag has this huge pocket on the back. There's more or less a hidden pocket.
Yeah.
You know, and you can actually, when I bought this, I bought a little Velcro loop that fits down in here, and like the gun would actually, it would hold the gun in place, and you can see that it's virtually
you never see it. And
it's
just,
going to be
you
up
know,
against your back when you're wearing it. So.
for everybody that missed it, he did make sure the gun was empty before he started messing with it. Safety sometimes.
Safety's kind of important.
It's fairly important. I mean, especially with a firearm. I mean,
you know, I don't want to shoot anybody. You know,
I'd really rather you didn't shoot me.
Not,
I mean, I'm just saying. You know.
I don't know. And yeah, spare mag. The entire kit together, including a gun and all the ammunition and everything else, weighs in at 10 pounds. So, you know, when you throw it over a shoulder like this, not a burden at all.
Yeah.
Plus, you know, if it's the zombie apocalypse or whatever, you're gonna take that gun out and wear the gun on your belt and the ammunition. And that's probably the biggest
weight.
The biggest single weight in it. That's probably 2 or 3 pounds right there. So this this is my little go bag.
And I would show you mine, but I have a slightly different situation. Mike is Mike. I have 2 kids and a wife, so my go bag has to be the car. Especially with my son has asthma. That's a very important thing. If you have medication, let me come back around to the camera. Let me move it up a little bit here.
No kidding.
If you have a medical need, heart condition, like my son has asthma, pretty much anything that you have to take medication for all the time, make sure it's in your go bag. And make sure you have extra. You know what I mean? It may seem stupid, but if you're a week from your house and you gotta, you may only be a couple hours by car, but try walking it. You know what I mean? It's gonna take you a while. And if you don't have your medication that you have to have every day, especially if it's like a heart condition, that extra exercise that you didn't do a week ago, you're gonna really need your blood pressure medicine, If you wear glasses or contacts, and you wear contacts most of the time, make sure you have glasses in there. Because
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
I mean, if you lose a contact out in the middle of the wilderness, you're not going to find it.
Yeah.
And even if you do, you're probably not going to be able to put it on.
It's gonna be it's gonna be a dirty life for a few days. So yeah, you don't want to have contacts. You're gonna be, you know, out in the wilderness and all the pollen and all the grit, all the, you know, sawdust and everything else. It's just, you know,